Hello everyone and welcome to Iridium Rock and Metal Reviews, and today I've got with me again Darren Sullivan and Mark Cloer. How you doing, guys?
Hey guys.
All right, boys.
Yeah, man.
How are we?
Yeah, good man. So what we're going to do, we're going to round off the ballads. It might take a couple of episodes, but we've done best ballads of the 70s, we've done the 80s, we've done the 90s, and instead of breaking them down again, I thought we'd do 21st century ballads, the best, our favourite 21st century ballads, if you like. So might be one show, might be two. I've got enough probably for two. So what made me think when I was doing this, though, quickly before we start, because I know we're limited on time, is if you're stuck in the 80s because you're one of them people that won't listen to anything else, or the early 90s, man, there's some great music that's coming out right now. I mean, we know that rock and metal, our sort of music, ain't going to be as big as it was. It never will be. But the music, man, some of it's just as good, if not better. You know, absolutely amazing music. So, you know, if you're one of them people that stuck it, that's up to everyone. It's everyone's opinion, isn't it? Or, you know, but I can't see how you could ignore some of the music that's coming out now. I really can't.
Agreed.
Well, just before we kick off, sorry, Lee, just before we kick off with our choices, I struggled on this a little bit because I thought to myself, do we choose songs for this that are bands that we love from this 70s, 80s, early 90s? You know, is it the legacy bands, new songs we choose, or do we go with new bands? So I struggled with that a little bit, and I think I've managed to kind of weave a little bit of it in, but we'll see what you think. I don't know if you guys have the same experience.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, I've got a mixture really, and what I did have, I mean, I had some bands that had loads of ballads, so I've just tried to choose like the best one, and they've got like loads of good ones. So there's some that I've just chosen my favourite ballad from that band, but man, I could have gone on forever on this one. It's just unbelievable. So, yeah. But we're not going to go on forever, obviously. We're going to get on with it. But who's first this time, anyway?
Can I take the first one this time?
Yeah,
of course.
Is that cool?
Yeah, man. Yeah, no worries.
Okay, thanks. Okay, so I'm going to go with a project, Lee. You've done a very good video on them, a reaction video to their new track. I'm going to go with that project from Frontiers Records, Sunstorm. And I'm going with a song from their second album, House of Dreams. And the song's called Walk On, and it's from 2009. I think I might have mentioned it in the comments on your reaction video, but it's my favorite song by this particular project. Joe, you got Joe Lynn Turner on vocals, the keyboards going through it. I really love that project, and I was so happy when I saw you do a video on it, Lee, because it just ratified in my head what a great project that is and how great Joe Lynn Turner at that particular point was as well with them. I know he's not there anymore, but Walk On, great belting chorus, and just you can just sing along to this one and really enjoy it. It's real drive in your car kind of song. Last point I'll make on it is I mentioned before when we were doing the 80s, I mentioned Magnum, the rock band Magnum, have very good album covers. I think the Sunstorm project has great album covers, and for me, House of Dreams is the best of them album covers. So I'm going to Walk On.
Yeah, man. I mean, to tell you the truth, the first album is I absolutely love it. I think it's the best time I've ever heard Joe Lynn Turner. It's on the first one, and I love the second album. For me, it veered away, like more and more they did it. You know, it veered away from what it really was in the first place. But I've got a Sunstorm track, but I'm going to save it now. I'm going to save it for the maybe the next episode or something like that. It wasn't the same one though, so that's one good thing. Okay, got him up.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to go first off with David Coverdale from his 2000 album, Into the Light. The song was called Too Many Tears. He actually recorded this first on the 1997 Whitesnake album, Restless Heart. And he re-recorded it on this album a few years later. And I like this version better. The Whitesnake version had some female R&B type background vocals that this one does not have. And I don't know if Coverdale just himself thought, hey, I can do a better job of that. Don't really know why he redid it, but I actually prefer the version from his solo album better. But great song, but I prefer the second version.
Oh man, what a great voice! I know that I know that Coverdale has problems now, you know, after all them years and years of touring. But man, what an amazing voice that guy had! Absolutely amazing. Right, good choice, mate. I'm going to go with my first one. I'm going to go with Alter Bridge. So I've seen Alter Bridge. Oh man, I've seen them. That's the most time I've seen a band live is Alter Bridge. I've seen them every time they come to the UK since I think their second tour. So I've seen them probably around about 8 times, something like that. And I've chosen the track "Watch Over You" from the Blackbird album, the classic Blackbird album. So I know that Alter Bridge are quite. I know they haven't really made it in America. I think a part of it, what put people off, they were part of Creed. You remember that band Creed? And I think that legacy of Creed has followed through. And they're nothing like Creed. They're an amazing band on their own. Miles Kennedy obviously has got one of the best voices out there. "Watch Over You" is it's a sad song. When you see them play it live, it's amazing because they just do it acoustic with Mark Tremonti playing the acoustic guitar and they have Miles Kennedy just singing. And it's just such an emotional song. It's about, it's actually about, Miles Kennedy quoted this, it's about walking away from someone like who you love with a drug addiction and you just can't help them anymore. So it's quite a sad song. But a lot of their songs are, Alter Bridge ain't the happiest when it comes to lyrics, but they're very emotional, very dynamic. Alter Bridge, "Watch Over You" is my first one.
Good choice. Okay, next up, I'm going to go with a band I'm not too big on, and a band I'm actually not sure what way you guys are going to react to this at all, but I'm going with U2. And I'm going with a song from their 2004 album, "How to Dismantle an Atomic Bomb," and the song "Sometimes You Can't Make It on Your Own." And I said, these guys are from Ireland. I've bumped into Bono twice. You know, I've seen him a couple of times in Daughtry Village. Nice guy and stuff, but it's not really for me, U2. But this particular song, I thought when that album came out, I thought this was a really good one. I've just written down some of the lyrics here because the song is about his real life relationship with his father, and there's lyrics in it like it's you when I look in the mirror. And this for me is when sons are becoming their fathers, and fathers are seeing elements in their sons that they don't like about themselves, and it's about the conflict. It's effectively about the conflict of that. You know, Bono screams on the bridge of the song, "A house doesn't make a home," and you can really feel the conflict between his father and him. And when it comes to the sonics of the song, I don't know what you guys think, but the Edge's guitar, to me, as great as he is, feels a bit samey sometimes. But his guitar in this song, I actually really like it. Really, really like it on this track, and I think it was a bit of a return to form for U2 in 2004 for the album, 2005 for that particular song.
What's your, I mean, my view on U2, I mean, I've never have liked them. It's just never clicked with me. And I know how huge they are. But I can understand what people like about them. I don't know about you, Mark. What do you think about U2?
Well, they've always been a little mellow for my taste, but there are certain songs by them. Still haven't found what I'm looking for instance. I love that song. That's the one standout track by them that I always, you know, anytime I hear it on the radio, I turn it up. But
I suppose I haven't.
They're a little tame.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't listened to all their stuff. You know, when you just, you know, when you don't listen to every band, all their stuff. So I'm fascinated to listen to that track anyway. So cheers then, mate. Okay.
All right, is it my turn?
Yes, mate.
Okay, Ozzy Osbourne from the Down to Earth album in 2001. Song's called "Dreamer." This is a blatant ripoff of John Lennon's "Imagine." I think Ozzy admitted to that. This is his "Imagine." It's a great song. And this one they had a real good video for, unlike "So Tired," which I brought up in a previous video. They had a terrible video for it, but this one's got a good video as well. But yeah, good song.
Cool.
Mark, when you say it was ripped off of "Imagine," are we kind of talking sonically here, or is the subject matter of the song?
Subject matter, yeah. It's like I said. I think even Ozzy admitted this was his ode, I guess, to "Imagine." Very similar in subject matter.
Great, mate. Thanks for that. Right, the next one I'm going with. So I'm going a bit of southern stuff now. I know Mark ain't too keen on the old southern rock stuff, but the band that got the T-shirt on actually, Blackberry Smoke. So they're they're probably my favourite band next to Lynyrd Skynyrd as far as Southern rock is concerned. And I've chosen a track which when you hear this, guys, you'll probably, if you haven't heard it, you'll probably think it's maybe a bit too country for you. I don't know. I mean, they're sort of very split. I've got a T-shirt that says "Too country for rock, too rock for country." That's actually says it on a Blackberry Smoke T-shirt I've got, which is quite cool. But the track "One Horse Town," it's from an album that came out in 2012 called "The Whippoorwill." It's my favourite album from them. And it's you would love this, Darren. You would absolutely love the lyrics of this. It's so cool. It's actually about escaping the norm, like stuck in a town. You can imagine an American town where you're just meant to grow up in it, do what everyone else does, get the same old job at the factory that everyone else does, and that's it. And your kids do the same, and you never follow your dream. Yeah. That's what it's about. And there's a really cool line in it. And I don't usually quote lines, as you know, but I thought you might appreciate this. So there's a really cool line that says, I'm an old married man at the age of 23, got 2 little boys on the baseball team. That might be their only ticket out. So it's like, you know, he's hoping he's stuck in this one horse town. It might be too late for him, but maybe his kids will stand a chance to go out and do things different. It's a really cool song. So One Horse Town, man. Great song.
The potential escape is sporting achievement, not education in an area like that or something like that. Is
exactly. But it's a lovely song. And you know, even if you don't like it, musically, you know, even lyrically, it's you can sort of relate to it if you like. It's a cool song, a really cool song. Okay.
Cool. Excellent. Okay, I am going with a band from which I would have called out anyway from our 80s videos. And I'm going with the band Europe and a song from 2009 called New Love in Town from their album, just got it written down here. I even have the album myself. Last Look Out of Eden. Now, I saw Europe play in 2019 with my mates, and they played in kind of a venue here in Dublin called the Olympia Theatre, which is great for acoustics. It's a theatre-sized venue. It's just absolutely brilliant for acoustics. We couldn't believe it when we got there, how great Joey Tempest sound. His voice was just off the scale. It was so good. Now, when they played this one, because this song had been about a decade old, but it was let's say, quote-unquote, new song from Europe, New Love in Town. That's the point where you go for the piss break. You know, or you go and get a beer or whatever you want to do. And they started cranking this song up, and the 3 of us looked at each other and went, you know, all of that can wait. We're standing here listening to this. It is a brilliant power ballad. And I have to say, from seeing him live, Joey Tempest has got better over time. I mean, let's forget this song was in 2009. In 2018 live, his voice is better now than when it was in the 80s. He's absolutely, I think they're so strained and pulled down by the final countdown that people will be snobby or overlook their new material. You got to listen to this song, New Love in Town.
Yeah, man. I mean, it is a shame about, obviously, the final countdown. They made enough, you know, it was good for them in a way, but it's like a lot of bands in it. They've got that one song, and they like Warrant with Cherry Pie in it. I mean, the blimmin' singer killed himself near enough over that blimmin' song. You know what I mean? Just, it's mad. Yeah. It's mad.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Mark?
Okay, up next, Godsmack. This album came out just a couple of years ago in 2018. The album's called When Legends Rise, and the song is called Under Your Scars. I don't know if either one of you have heard this song. This is another one. I said it in one of the other videos. If you never listen to another song that I bring up, listen to this one. In fact, this would be a great one for you, Lee, to react to. You need to watch the video when you listen to it.
Okay.
Very, very powerful song. The video just brings it all together. Just trust me, you need to hear this song if you haven't heard it.
They're a big band, aren't they, Godsmack? I mean, they've done quite well for themselves. They've taken a bit of stick and all, and they by people saying that they Alice in Chains rip-offs and all that business. But I haven't heard a lot of their stuff, to tell you the truth. I've heard some of it, but not all of it.
First saw them, they opened for Black Sabbath in 1999 along with Drain, that I brought up in another video. It was Drain and Godsmack and Sabbath, and they really impressed me. They were on their second album, I think, by that time, and they were just now starting to make a name for themselves. But they were very, very heavy. And, great band.
Drummers, I know. They got 2 drummers, haven't they?
Well, the singer actually plays some drums as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if they alternate or how they do it, but yeah, just great band, and you'd love this song if you hadn't heard it.
Go on,
Hey
Dan.
Lee, you know what the great thing is about this as well is that, yeah, the great thing about this is the fact that Mark's albums that he's able to pull out on singles on every single song, it's not his archive from the 80s and 90s. The man is buying new albums. It's brilliant. I love it. It's a 2018 song and he's got it. There you go. Have a look at it. You know,
I don't even know how to download music. I'm being perfectly honest with you. I am so old school. When a CD comes out, I buy it. You know, I'm a dinosaur.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Mark, listen. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, mate. My dad listens to Spotify and I play records. So you know, there you go.
There you go. Brilliant. Okay, right. It's my turn, isn't it? So I'm going to go a bit softer now. So I think Darren's going to like this one. I'm hoping he hasn't got it because I feel bad if he's chosen this song. So I sort of mentioned this song a little while ago and he loves it. So it's Toto and the song Burn. Now, I mentioned it in one of my videos.
No, don't have it.
No, good. So it's from their album 14, their 14th album that came out in 2015, and Burn. Man, I mean, it's so dynamic. You've heard it in here. I think you listened to it, Darren, when I mentioned it. One of my favourite tracks from the year.
I did. I loved it.
And
I loved it. I loved it, Lee. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a massive Toto fan. Believe me, they're one of them bands. They're a bit like I'm like that with REO Speedwagon. I like some of the songs on the albums, but I won't like all of them. You know, there'll be 3 or 4 songs that I love.
Yeah.
And Toto are just like that for me. I love 3 or 4 songs on each album, and Burn is easily my favourite Toto song they've ever done. Amazing song. Absolutely amazing.
Ever.
Yeah, from Toto. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I love it. I love the song.
Wow.
Yeah, it's brilliant. There you go. Burn, Toto.
Okay. All right. So I mentioned at the start that, you know, what do you pick? Do you pick modern rock bands, you know, since we're into the 2000s now? And I asked you this morning, Lee, was this video going to be between 2000 and 2009, or are we doing all of the 2000s? You said all of the 2000s from whatever. So do you pick modern bands from this era, or are we picking legacy? I'm going to go with something because I think the last 2 decades, because I'm a little bit younger than you guys, the last 2 decades you guys were able to describe as you were, you know, Lee, you mentioned, you know, you and your mates would go out to a jukebox in 85 or whatever. There was a jukebox in the pub when you were younger. And Mark, you've mentioned a few times, you know, growing up, you would have heard these songs and stuff. I turned 18 in 2001. So I kind of had, this is almost like my era now of when I was younger, when I was a teenager and going into my 20s. And I'm going to go with a song by a band called The Calling, because I really liked The Calling when I was younger. And it's a song called Wherever You Will Go from 2001. Now, call it, you know, it's post-grunge, alternative rock, pop rock, whatever you want to call it. Their lead singer, Alex Band, looks like a Backstreet Boy, but sings like, he's got an incredible rock voice. His looks, what I'm saying, is betray his sound. And it's a bit pop rock, but for me, because it was the era that I was growing up in, and these were the modern rock bands of the time, I quite liked it at the time, so I was going to put it into this. So I'm going The Calling, Wherever You Will Go from 2001.
Go wherever you will go. Yeah, I know that one.
Beautiful. Man. Beautiful. Sing it out. Give me it. Let me drink it in.
I had a conversation about that song today, man, with my missus. She loves that song. I don't know. Someone came on the telly. Someone was singing it on the telly, doing some version of it. And we mentioned exactly the same thing as you did. They looked like a boy band, and the guy had the deepest voice. He actually
great voice.
Sounded a little bit, and I know you hate grunge, right? But he did have that sort of deep Eddie Vedder type. Sort of,
I agree. I fully agree. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I'm glad you picked up on that because, yeah, it looks like a Backstreet Boy sings like that. So, you know, it's a pretty good song. For me, you know, maybe I just have a bit more reverence for it because I was younger at the time and stuff. You know, it was when I was going to college kind of thing, you know, so that's what I'm going with. Anyway, Lee, your wife agrees with me on my picks anyway. So, you know, there you go.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Cool. All right, Mark.
Okay. I'll be curious to hear what both of your opinion on this pick is. Going Journey, Arrival, 2001, Kiss Me Softly. This, to me, is the most underappreciated ballad in the entire Journey catalog. This is actually probably my third favorite Journey album, only behind Frontiers and Escape.
Man, it's a great album. What an underrated
Wow!
What an underrated album, though, that is.
Yeah,
Man.
and Steve Alberi just does not get the respect he deserves. He was so good.
Sorry, Mark. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut across you. Keep going.
He was so good on this album. He just did not get the props he deserved. I mentioned before that I made a mix CD of songs that I played at my wedding reception, and this song was another one that I had on that mix CD. But yeah, I love this song. You never hear it mentioned when people are talking about great Journey ballads. No. And there were several great ballads on this album. There was no filler on this album at all. It was just from start to finish a great album. And like I said, this is, to me, the most underappreciated ballad in the entire Journey catalog.
Go on,
you're right, Mark. Yeah, you're right, Mark. It's a terrific song. I know Jerry is criminally underrated. As Lee said earlier, I done a video this week where I mashed Perry and I tried a new little thing from my channel, and I mashed Perry and Pineda together. Yeah. The hate Pineda gets, so and Jerry as well gets from forums from Journey fans is criminal, because you're right. They've taken on a legacy and they've created their own great music, such as the song you've just picked.
Right.
And you know what? When Arnel Pineda came into the band, I was like wowed by him and thought, you know, how amazing he sounded, and you know, obviously got the Steve Perry similarities. But if you go back and listen to that album that you just pulled out, man, that's an even better performance. So just as good as Arnel, just as good, and right up there with Steve Perry, without a doubt. A brilliant album.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay, guys, I'm going a bit more normal now, I suppose, a bit more on me. And I'm going with Queensryche, because, I mean, the last 3 albums have actually been amazing. But my favourite album from them was the second album with Daughtry. So it came out in 2015, Condition Human album. And it's the song Bulletproof, which is an absolutely amazing, soaring song. Daughtry, man, he's just like answered all the questions. I mean, can you imagine taking over from someone like Jeff Tate? It's like we just spoke about Journey, innit? Taking over from Steve Perry. What a massive task. And then to do a job like Daughtry has done. And on that Bulletproof, man, it's such an emotional song. I absolutely love it. It's one of the, it could be up there. I mean, Queensryche are not known for loads of ballads, you know, but you're probably talking Silent Lucidity in you for the most common song. Give me Bulletproof over that any day of the week. But amazing song, amazing. There you go, Queensryche. I had to get some metal in there, didn't I?
I was waiting for it, Lee. I actually thought you were going to go for your 5th or 6th choice, so I don't know how far we're in, but I was waiting for it.
No worries. Okay.
I'm going to go with another band that you know, it came out in the 2000s. Now their frontman, I'll start by saying their frontman was a semi-finalist or something on one of them silly reality shows like a Pop Idol or I don't know, it was X Factor or something like that in the States. The band's name is Daughtry and the lead singer is Chris Daughtry, and I'm going with the song Home. Now, I get a slating in your comments section from some people sometimes, Lee, which is fine. I understand it. Wow! Vindicated. Hello, comment section. Vindicated, right? So Yeah, I'm going with this. Very good, Mark. I'm going with this because, Lee, I'm telling you now, right? If you take away the fact he was on X Factor and you take away it's a newish band or whatever that started in the mid-2000s, if you slapped a Frontiers label on this particular song, we'd all be going insane over it. You'd be doing reaction videos to it if there was a Frontiers label on this song. And I think it deserves its place. It's a great ballad, good song, and that's my choice.
I haven't got a problem with Daughtry. He's all right. I think he's quite good.
He's an amazing singer.
Yeah, I like him.
Brilliant.
He came to town about 5 years ago when I went to see him, and he put on a great show. His voice is just off the charts.
Yeah.
I'm going to save this one for another time. I may bring out another song from that album. But
I can't believe it.
yeah.
Okay, Mark.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going Michael Sweet from 2007 from the Touched album. The song's called My Love, My Life, My Flame. He wrote this song when his wife was fighting terminal cancer. A lot of these artists and bands, I think, write ballads just to say, hey, we need to write a ballad to show our sensitive side. And, a lot of times they're not truly heartfelt. This one came from his heart. I mean, his wife was actually dying of cancer when he wrote this. There was he performed this song on one of the religious TV shows and sang it to her. She was sitting in the audience, and it was just absolutely tear-jerking. And unfortunately, she passed away 2 years later. But this is a true ballad from his heart, and I don't care how hardened old metalhead you are. This song will get you right there. Beautiful song.
It's really weird, isn't it? And when there's something emotional attached to something. That track the other day from Ronnie Atkins of Pretty Made, who's got stage 4 cancer, has put out a new song, and man, I mean, it just adds a whole new element of when you listen to it. It just I don't know, it really does. It really does.
This is why as a guest, it's your channel, Neil, or Lee. So I'll talk for me and Mark. This is why I love joining as a guest with Mark, because as Mark says, he's a metalhead. But what I like about Mark is he's able to, really go down into the softer stuff and appreciate that too, and pull out a song like that or a song like his previous one from Journey. Top respect, Mark. Just the way you're able to you can go from there to there in terms of the taste in the genre. So that's why I love being on this channel with Mark.
Oh, that's brilliant, mate. That's an excellent choice. Right, okay, so I've changed mine around a bit. I wasn't going to mention this one today. I was maybe going to save this, but I'm sort of going in with your last choice with Daughtry there, Darren. There's a band called Heat that I go on about quite a bit on this channel, Swedish band. Amazing band, and the singer actually won Swedish, or he came second or third in the Swedish Pop Idol or Rock Idol or blimmin' whatever it is. I don't even know what it is. So it was the same sort of thing way back a few years ago, and then he joined Heat. He was the second singer for him, and he's got an amazing vocal range as well. Absolutely brilliant. He's just left the band now, which is such a shame. His name's Eric Gromwell, and the song is called Eye of the Storm from Into the Great Unknown. Probably their weakest album as far as the albums where he was in the band, but it's still not a weak album. It's still a great album. But Eye of the Storm, man, he's got so much power. Eric Gromwell, I mean, he's got such a future ahead of him. Now he's left Heat as well. I wish the best for him and the band as well, because they're a great band as well. Sort of more AOR, but on the heavier side, if you like, sort of heavy melodic rock, I suppose, a bit like that. But Eye of the Storm, man, what a powerful song. Have a listen when it goes on the old Spotify list. So we've got 6 minutes left.
What year did he? What year did they form?
Go on.
I was just going to say, what year did they form?
I think it was around 2010, something like that. And then they'd done a couple of albums with the original singer. Then Eric Gromwell came in, and now the original singer has gone back to them, just joined them. So, yeah.
All right. Okay.
We've got 5 minutes left. Probably only got time for one more, guys.
Okay, I'll go for it. I'm going with a band I've mentioned in this channel a few times before. Me and Lee have talked about them a couple of times one-to-one as well. I'm going with one of my favourite bands, as we know. I'm going with FM and a song from their Rockville album in 2013, a song called Story of My Life. Now, I'm going with it for two reasons. One, I love the song, but two, I really fell in love with the song when I saw it played live, and I want to call out the quality of the material that we reviewed indiscreetly. This is 30 years later, or 25 years later, and the quality of this song, "Story of My Life" from Rockville, is just unbelievable. Just indulge me for 30 seconds. I just want to call out something. So it's a song about a man who had the chance to love a number of times in his life, but he overlooked it and didn't take the chances he was given. I'm just going to call out a couple of lyrics here that just really hit me. It was, "I'm always on the run. I seem to get it wrong. Rolling the dice. That's the story of my life. I'm in and out of love. I never found the one. Going to rewrite the lines of the story of my life." And to me, he wants to rectify that. And it feels like a lonely middle-aged man who's regretful of his past and not taking his chances of love and wants to rectify that. And I just think it's an absolutely beautiful ballad. Once again, Steve Overland's voice, 100.
Mate, you're right about that. I mean, they're an amazing band now. Their material's just as good as it was back then, all them years later. Brilliant. Okay. Good choice, mate.
Okay, I think Lee will approve of this one. This is one he reacted to for me a while back. A Bosnian guitarist by the name of Zeli, with Tony Martin on vocals. The song's called "Missing You." Came out in 2016 on Zeli's album called "Internal Waves of Love." It was mostly an instrumental album, but he had Tony Martin on this one song, and it is just off the charts. I suggested it to Lee, and he actually did a reaction on it, and I think he would agree.
Yeah.
It's a great song.
It is a great song, man. It is a really good song. Excellent choice. Right, my last one, guys, is from a band called Master Plan. It's not that City Oasis band, by the way. Nothing to do with them. All right. So, Master Plan are they're a little bit of like a couple of guys out of the old band, the 80s band Halloween. And they're like ex-members of them, and it's one of my favourite singers joined this band for a few albums called Jean Londe. Now he's one of the newer. He ain't now. He's been Jean, like, you know, he's getting on for 50 odd now probably. But isn't it weird how you look at some of these vocalists like they're in the new generation, even though they've been going for so many years, and his voice is amazing. It's like a mix of Dio and Coverdale, and he admits to himself they're his idols. Dio and Coverdale are his idols, and he sounds just like a mixture of both. It's strange, really. But the Master Plan album that came out in 2003, which is the debut album, where he was in the band, and When Love Comes Close, it's the last track on the album. He really gets his Coverdale on. He's little, you know, it's just amazing. You'd think it actually was him at the beginning of the song. He's one of the best vocalists around at the moment. I wish a lot more people would get into his stuff, but I think he's Norwegian or Danish or something like that. But amazing. Master Plan's the band. Good band. There you go. That's it, guys. We're all done. We're wrapped up.
Cool.
A minute and a half left. So I've got enough for one more show if you guys want to join me.
Yeah, I do too.
I can.
Cool.
I can do another show. I know we've got less than a minute left. One quick thing, Mark. I'm not calling it in the comment section this time. I'm saying it on the video. What's the T-shirt? What's today's T-shirt? I can't say
Tony Iommi.
Tony Iommi. Yeah, nice.
Nice. Nice.
All right, thanks, guys, and I'll see you next time.